What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Ramy here today, and today we're going to be learning how to create our first little simple game in the console. So what you're going to want to do is have Unity pulled up, open up our project, go to the scripts folder, and you're going to right click, create a new C# script, and we're naming it first game, and I'm doing that in camel case, of course. And first we're going to open up this script. We're going to try to open up the script. Alright. So now it opens. I'm just going to press enter a few times, give myself some space. We're going to create a public integer, and we're going to name it enemy health. And we're just going to put it to 50. Then we're going to create another public integer, and we're going to name it damage, and we're going to make it equal to 0 just to make things simple to start off. Now we're going to be actually using the update function, because see this note here, update is called once per frame, so it is continuously checking while the game is running to run whatever's in the update function. So that's what the update function is for, whereas the start, as I explained before, is only ran once at the beginning. But we'll actually make use of both of these, and it'll make a little more sense here when I show you. So give myself a little space in the update function. We're going to be using an if statement. So after you put if in the parentheses, you're going to put input dot get key down. This is what you use for checking for keyboard combination or keyboard presses to get input from it. You're gonna press your parentheses, and it should add your left parentheses, and it should add the other one in. And then on my ID automatically brings up some recommendations. Key code is up. That's what we're gonna use. You'll have to get used to it because this is just the way that it works. So then you're gonna, after you select key code, we're gonna just say the A key, and it's gonna need to be capital there. And so now that we have the input get key code, we're gonna put our curly brackets underneath. So basically the key code can be any letter, A, B. See, if we scroll through here, we can see we got the numbers, the $, delete, equals, all the F keys. Also, we're going to stay away from the joystick stuff for now. The keypad numbers as well. Basically anything you want. But we're just going to leave it on A for now. And now what we're going to do, if it shows that somebody has pressed, or if it shows that if we press the A button on the keyboard, we're going to use the debug log. And we're gonna display, let me see, we are attacking the enemy. And I'm just putting that down there. Now I'm just gonna copy this to make it easy. And now after that, we're just going to change the text in here. Debug log. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to add a space in here. We're going to put our variable from the top, enemy health equals enemy health minus damage. And what we're also going to want to put in the update function, but above our if statement, is we had our damage set to 0. Well, let's say you could manually change it to 5 or whatnot, and that's fine and all. But what we're going to want to do is make it a random number. So we'll type in random dot range, add brackets, and then I'll explain this as I go. I'm going to put it between 5 and 25. Alright, so now I got it typed out. I'll explain this to you. So damage is going to be equal to a number between 5 and 25. So whenever you want to assign a variable a random number, you're going to put it the minimum number, the lower numbers, always going to go on the left. So you're going to put 5 or whatever you want it to be, and the maximum number, 25. So it gives you a range between those numbers, anywhere between 5 to 25. And also, I'm putting this in the update function, because if we put it the start function, it's only going to generate that random number once. But while this right here is running, the number is going to be constantly changing, so we won't do the same number every time. But since start only runs for the first frame, if it generated, like, let's say 7 damage, the whole time we press the A key, we would just do 7 damage back to back. But we want to have a number between 5 and 25. So now that we have our random number here, damage is going to be equal to that. Now we're going to go to let's see, let me add my parentheses. You attack the enemy, or actually, I put the enemy has, now I'm going to type in enemy health, now another plus sign. Now I'm just adding a space after it. And now health left. Now we close it off with quotation marks. So now we got that's going to say we are attacking the enemy. Enemy health equals enemy health minus damage, which is going to subtract the damage from it. And it's going to say the enemy has how much health it has health left. Alright, so we're just going to save that. I know this is going to be a lot. We're going to walk you through it nice and slow. So now, when you go to the console, I still have that one script running, that math one. Now you hit A. We hit A and nothing happens. I know why nothing happens. Alright, so we're going to click on our game object here. Always remember to attach your script. So we're going to attach our first game script. Now that we're playing, I'm going to select console. Now we hit A. And nothing is happening. Well then, debug log, we are attacking the enemy. Let's just try to save this again, because I believe everything should be working. Yep, it works now. Alright, now I got that saved. We can see on the right hand side here, our damage is changing between 5 and 25. The enemy has 13 health left, so every time we push it, it's gonna, basically you can see the number here. It's displaying this message, but the way it displays messages in the console, at least on this version, you can see the count. It's saying we are attacking the enemy, and then the health left. -1 health, -11, -18, -45, -24 is on there as well. So we can just press it forever, but that's not what we want. So we're going to add in something called a Boolean. A Boolean value is a value that is either true or false. So public bool, and is initialized by calling it a bool, B-O-L-L for Boolean, can attack equals true. And so now we're going to learn or use some of the stuff we learned in our last video to make this work a little bit better. So what we're going to do is we're going to put, let's see, we're going to use our logical, let me find the key, the logical and, or the conditional and. Cannot find that on my keyboard. Alright. So now we can do can attack is equal to true. So now if we press the A button and can attack is equal to true, then it's going to do this. So now we're going to add another if statement. So if the health, let's see, what did I name it? Enemy health is, actually you don't know if it's going to be 0 or not. So if it goes past 0, then so we wouldn't put equal to 0 because it could, the damage could actually make it lower than 0, and this code would not be ran. So what we're going to do is we're going to put if enemy health is lower than or equal to 0, then we're going to debug .log the enemy has been destroyed. Yay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put can attack equals false. So after the enemy's health is less than or equal to 0, it's going to say the enemy has been destroyed, and can attack is going to be equal to false, meaning whenever you press A to attack again, it's not going to run this code, because even though this right here on the left hand side, the key button is true, it's showing you're pressing that, the can attack is not true. So after we save that, we're going to go back into our code here. Just going to clear that off. Now we're going to run it. We are attacking the enemy. The enemy has 43 health left, and I'm just going to continue hitting it. The enemy has 0 health. The enemy has been destroyed. Now, as you can see the numbers here, just like the damage, it's constantly running. So it's ran like 3,000 times, and on a small game like this, it's not something the console's not going to affect you too much. But you want as little stuff as possible. You don't want to have everything updating every single second, because you're going to start losing performance. So what we're going to do to fix this, so we're going to go back into our code and let's see what we can do. Alright. So let's see, we have our bool can attack equals true if enemy health is equal to or less than 0. And we're gonna put and, a logical and, can attack is equal to true. Now it's only gonna run this one time. Now when we save, it's only gonna run this one time, because after both conditions are met, so at first, even though can attack is true from the start, it's even though can attack is true from the start, it's not going to run because enemy health over here is not equal to or less than 0. And also I'm going to show you something different, so how we can use the start function. So instead of initializing can attack here, we can just call it there, and we can actually make it initialize right here in the start function. We initialized it, but we can give it its value in the start function, so every time we restart it, can attack is equal to true. So now that that's done correctly, hopefully we'll see that it's not going to constantly run that message after we destroy the enemy. 20 health, 3 health. The enemy has 16 health, negative 16 health left. The enemy has been destroyed. And now, as you can see, pressing it doesn't do anything, and it's only ran this message one time. So now it's more optimized and everything's going to run a lot better. But we could also do something to change our damage to make it so it doesn't run every few seconds. What we can do with that is we can actually get a random number for damage inside of our input to keep it from running the whole time. So now that we have that going, now we can see our damage is 0, but we press our button, now it says 16, and it's not constantly switching the value, it just switches it when we need it to, right before the attack. 34, 7, -2, the enemy has been destroyed. So hopefully this video gave you guys some insight into how some of the stuff we use can practically be used and what it is used for. If you guys have any questions, any comments, put them below the video and I'll get back to you guys, and I hope that this clears some things up to you guys and shows why learning how to use these operators are important. I know we didn't use the logical OR, we didn't really have a reason for it, but I showed you how the logical AND function is actually helpful and how we used it to optimize our game in the console. Thank you guys for watching this video. I will see you guys in the next video, and if you like the video, hit the like button and the subscribe button. See you guys later.